Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys this Coalossal list. I did a Coalossal deck profile a while ago before the build was released, and that list was pretty good, except now that the meta has developed, here is a Coalossal list that I think fits very nicely for the meta that we are in right now. So the first thing I noticed about this list is that there are two Sirfetch'd. We have two of the Galarian Sirfetch'd in the deck, and that is to help us against Pikarom, and I will get to that in a little bit. But for those of you who don't know, Coalossal is one of my favorite decks of all time. I probably put the most games to it. I've spent a lot of time making the lists. I thought the card was really, really good when I first saw it, when it was the day it was released. So yeah, I really like Coalossal VMAX, and here is my current list for it. But yeah, so we have the two Galarian Sirfetch'd, and this is used in combination with Eruption Shot to knock out a VMAX. Now, we also have 4 boss, so on our second turn we can go Eruption Shot boss, and then we can deny our opponent prize cards by using the Sirfetch'd, which has an ability that when it goes into the active, we can move any amount of fighting energy from other Pokemon to it. So it has Heatran's ability, and then it has 2 fighting colorless, 200 damage. So that's going to help us deny some prize cards. We also have Mallow Lana, heal some damage, and then since we have 4 retreat costs, our Coalossal VMAX has a retreat cost of 4. We can use Buff Padding, and Buff Padding in combination with Stone Energy can make us very, very bulky. Now we also have the Sirfetch'd, which can move Stone Energy, so we can make our Sirfetch'd very, very bulky too. We can make it so even up to the point where it can not get knocked out by Zacian and Luke Metal, which can be very, very nice. So we also have 2 Mimikyu because we're really, really trying to make the Pikarom matchup as good as possible. So 2 Mimikyu will help us do that. And we have the 2 Sirfetch'd. If you have a Sirfetch'd in the active with a Balloon and 3 energy and a Sirfetch'd on the bench, what you can do is that you can actually hit when they stamp you. So if you have Sirfetch'd in the active with some energy and a Balloon, you can hit with that one, and then even if they stamp you to one, you can just retreat into the other one, and then hit most, move the energy and then hit. Most Pikarom decks aren't playing Tool Scrappers, so that's going to be very, very nice. We have 3 of the Rotom Phone, which lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose one, put it on top, and in combination with the Oranguru, it can help us get out some cards, but also we can use the Oranguru to preserve cards instead of putting our energy on top of the deck. For Eruption Shot, we can use the Rotom for that instead. We have a decent amount of energy. We have 13. Built on this list, you don't need to hit energy on the first turn. Crushing Hammers aren't as effective in against this list either, because we have so much energy and because we have access to Sirfetch'd. We don't need to completely rely on getting energy on the first turn, next turn evolving, attaching Eruption Shot, then that's 3 energy, and then third turn finally having enough energy to get G-Max Boulder. You can get hit with a Crushing Hammer and still be able to use that Galarian Sirfetch'd to knock out a VMAX. Now, of course, the quad boss can help us with that. Usually, we're going to just boss up their evolving V Pokemon, get on it with Eruption Shot because it only costs 1 energy, and then finish it off when it VMAXes with the Sirfetch'd. So, yeah, we have the 2 Mimikyu, the 1 Phione. This is really nice against ADP. We can just gust around their ADP. We almost never want to hit their ADP. We can just gust around their ADP, hit everything on the bench, take 3 knockouts with G-Max Boulder. Usually in that matchup, we are using G-Max Boulder. But we should just Phione around their ADP and G-Max Boulder everything that they put up. And then 1 Tapu Fini to help with that Blacephalon matchup. And yeah, so 3 Calm, 4 Quick Ball is our search. A Reset Stamp because we can our opponent can go knock out Coalossal, knock out Duck, as I like to call it, knock out Coalossal, knock out Duck, and then then we can Reset Stamp them to 1, hit them with that 200 or that 130, building them up toward and putting on a lot of pressure. The other thing that the Sirfetch'd allows you to do is allows you to put your opponent in compromising situations. You can have the energy on Coalossal. You can actually have energy spread out too. You can be like, all right, knock on my Coalossal. I go in with another Coalossal that has a whole bunch of HP that you have to knock out. Knock on my Sirfetch'd, I go in with Coalossal, use G-Max Boulder. So that is the synergy that we're kind of going here with the two Sirfetch'd. 1 Dedenne, 1 Crobat, 2 Air Balloon, 3 Marnie, 4 Research, 4 Boss. That is unusual, but I mentioned that's for 4 Switch, so we can use that Resolute Spear ability. And yeah, that is the list. Let's go play some games with it on ladder. So I think I already have. So the double duck call. The other thing, this list is aiming to have a good matchup against Eternatus, which it usually does, and Pyram. So let's hope this might be Eternatus too. So that'd be nice. So we lost the coin flip. They're Eternatus. They're probably going to choose to go first. They're not the Eternatus. Okay, so they're probably not the Eternatus because they're choosing for us to go. Okay, so this hand is fine. We can put up the Oranguru. It's usually one of our best starting Pokemon. If we're not going to start Coalossal V, Oranguru is our best starting Pokemon. See what our opponent is playing here. We're going first, so we'll most likely just Rotom Phone. Maybe if we can find a Coalossal, but we're probably going to get stacked. We're probably going to stack the draw supporter. Okay, so we're playing against Poison Eternatus. We're just going to bench this right now. And we're going to Rotom Phone. So hit that draw supporter. That is nice. We're going to stack the draw supporter. We're going to Oranguru, put this energy back into the deck. We're going to capture energy, the Sirfetch'd, and get out our V so we can evolve it into a VMAX next turn. And we're just going to best. So we have the Research in our hand. We have the Stone Energy going to attach to this. They might be playing Dangerous Drill, but most Poison Eternatus lists are already inconsistent enough that they're not going to play more inconsistency cards. Dark City, we can actually use that. We don't have any stadiums, so that'll allow us, we can have our Crobat and have a free retreater always, so that'll be nice. So that does help us a little bit. So. Okay, so they're going to match a Crobat. They must have a really dead hand. Yeah, they're having to attach to the Crobat, so. This is why you don't play Poison Eternatus. It is very, very inconsistent. Straight Eternatus is probably just better, so. Listen to this. Probably play Straight Eternatus over the Poison version. Okay, so we hit the VMAX. One thing that we don't have is the switching option, so we're just going to bench the other one because that can be a really nice way to deny prize cards. Okay, so we get the Erection Shot and knocking out this Krogunk. So that's nice. We can do another Quick Ball, but we're just going to Erection Shot. We have that energy on the top of the deck. So there we go. Surprise card. So switch, so we can go into the Galarian Sirfetch'd. We have the Boss. This hand is very, very nice. They can bench Eternatus, but our hand is so good. We're probably just gonna be able to take the game away from here. So our opponent's gonna Boss our Sirfetch'd. We do have the switch in hand though. Just gonna Venomous Fang, so we're doing 70 damage, and we will be poisoned. That's fine. So we're just going to go back into the Coalossal. We will attach an energy to this Sirfetch'd, and then a Primate Wisdom energy on top of the deck. And, yep, okay. So, this is concede. We're going to see if we can get into another game here with this Coalossal deck. Maybe we can hit a P-Crown. Show the P-Crown matchup, because the P-Crown matchup is pretty skillful. So they have the Charizard going. We're playing a fire deck. We're going to call the coin flip. We really like to go first with this deck. We can get the energy on the Coalossal. So they're choosing to go first. They might be playing a Frostmoth deck because of their Water Sleeves. If you get the Oranguru start again, we have the Quick Ball. Hand is pretty good. We're probably, depending on what we're playing against, we can bench the Sirfetch'd. So it might be another Turnip deck. It's like maybe. Oh, okay, so it's the ADP League Battle deck. So the Phione is going to be good in this matchup. We might not want to bench this Sirfetch'd. So let's see if they get down their Zacian or their ADP with an energy. So there's their Zacian. The ADP with energy is really going to be what we're looking for. What they're looking for, at least. Okay, so their energy on Zacian. And Intrepid Sword. So see if they found energy. No energy, so that'll be nice. We are just going to Quick Ball and immediately discard our Sirfetch'd because we don't want them to have access to the Gust in this. We're just going to get our Coalossal. We didn't prize our Phione, so that's really nice. There is our Coalossal. I think we're just going to bench that, attach, and Primate Wisdom the Marnie on top in case we get Marnied, so we can Marnie them right back. Buff Padding, so that's nice, and I think we're just going to pass. This hand is fine. We can switch into this, Marnie them. So, okay. Oh, Zamazenta. Okay. So good thing we play Phione. We can just Phione around that Zamazenta. Maybe we shouldn't have discarded that, because that's going to be helpful against the Zamazenta. They might only be playing one, though, so. Alright, about Zamazenta, we take the loss to Luke Metal. This deck just cannot beat Luke Metal. The double Sirfetch'd can help, but it's not gonna. I don't know how. I don't know if even four Sirfetch'd would beat Luke Metal. Luke Metal is just such a hard matchup. So they're getting out their ADP. They're benching it. So we might end up having to hit this ADP because we don't want them to just Phione and put up the Zam. There's a Training Court getting back their energy. If they have the attachment on the ADP, they're probably just going to attach Intrepid Sword. So their Primate Wisdom might put an energy on top. Okay, no. So Energy Spinner, maybe getting their water energy. We don't play Crushing Hammers in this build of Coalossal, so we can't discard their energy. That's a little bit of a bad thing about this. There's really no room for Crushing Hammers. Okay, so they're actually attaching the Zacian and Intrepid Sorting, so this is definitely interesting. Okay, so we're just going to put the energy on here. We're going to switch, and then we are going to Marnie. So, yeah. Ooh, so no VMAX. That isn't great. I think we're just gonna Primate Wisdom this energy on the top of the deck. Okay, at least we get a Quick Ball. I think we're just gonna bench this. I think we're gonna have to go for the support Pokemon. We're gonna discard Mimikyu and just go for Dedenne. Because we had the Training Court, so all we need is our VMAX to get a KO here. And there's our VMAX. So we can Training Court, use their own stadium against them, evolve. Now we don't have Oranguru, but yeah, so just 40 damage. It is some damage. If they can't switch this out, then we can at least knock it out in 2 hits, I guess. Yeah, we already used our Oranguru. Kind of forgot about that. Yeah, Rotom Phone would have been nice there, but. So they're gonna Primate Wisdom. Maybe their hand is dead. Maybe we Marnie them into a dead hand. So that would be nice for us. Okay, so they're getting down the Viridian. Discarding a metal, getting out of metal. So maybe they have Metal Saucer, maybe they have Metal Saucer attach, and then Brave Blade. That would, okay, so they're powering up their Zam. Okay, so they're really powering up their Zam. We got that Phione in hand, so if they do manage to hit us with the Assault Tackle, we can Phione around them. Okay, so Intrepid Sword. So they miss, so that's nice. Don't hit off Intrepid either. If we get a Reset Stamp, we're not going to play that one yet. I think we are just going to attach to this. We are going to Viridian Mimikyu. We don't really need him in this matchup, so we're going to get out another energy. We will Primate Wisdom, the energy on top. Okay, so we can hit something. I think we're going to go ahead and hit the ADP, because that'll allow us to just VMAX Boulder it, so that'll be nice. For another energy deck, we can use Viridian, and yeah. So this will open it up for a VMAX Boulder, which means we can Phione around their Zamazenta and KO anything that they ever put up. So unless they bench another ADP, which they might, because that is a way to counter the Phione, but I wouldn't imagine that they will. Okay, so they're attaching the water to the ADP. They have energies which they can pull off the Alter Creation, but they still might have a dead hand because it looks like we marry them into not the most particular cards. So we're going to Viridian, discard a metal. Okay, so they have one metal in the discard, getting out another metal. Question is, do they have energy switch? So they're firing up the Zacian and Marnie. Okay. So if we can get a boss, no energy, we have this for days. So if we can just get a single boss, that'll be really nice because we can boss this up. So we don't get the boss, but we get the Capture Energy or the Sirfetch'd, so we can go ahead and Sirfetch'd this if we need to. I'm probably not going to VMAX of all this. I want to save this for the Searing Flame to finish off the Zamazenta after I hit it with Sirfetch'd. So I'm going to leave that on VMAX. Okay, so the energy switch, they can get off the Alter Creation, but we can get off our VMAX Boulder and just KO it right back. Probably going to get the Capture Energy, or we're going to get the Sirfetch'd with this Capture Energy. Maybe not, depending on what we get the Oranguru. Probably going to Wisdom this or this. Probably this. So we want to save this attached here. Okay, so they're using Evolution Roar, getting out their Berserker. They can do 150 damage with their Assault Tackle and 250 damage. Is it 30? So 20. So 250 damage with their Life Blade now. Okay, so we hit the boss. That is very, very nice. So we're just going to. They're probably just gonna. I think we just hit this. So we're probably not gonna boss yet. I think we're gonna save the boss. We get out our Sirfetch'd. Primate Wisdom. This. Okay, so we have the Air Balloon. I think we're gonna hold this for now, and we're just going to VMAX Boulder ADP. They've used 2 Metal Saucer, have a 2-card hand, haven't played a supporter in a couple turns, so I imagine that we are fine doing this. They're probably just going to hit us with the Zam, then we go in with this. We get a boss off the prize cards. So at this point, we have enough leverage to finish out this game in combination with Sirfetch'd and the energy on here, and the double boss in here, and Phione in the deck. We have plenty of resources to get around the Zam, even knock it out. The plan here is probably just gust around it now. We don't need to use the Sirfetch'd, but we have it just in case. Get Jirachi. I imagine just the Assault Tackle, getting rid of our Capture Energy. That doesn't matter. We couldn't move. We can't even move it with Resolute Spears, so kind of a useless card there. The only thing they're doing is getting rid of one of our energies. So okay, so they have a research. They probably top deck it, I'd imagine. So Primate Wisdom. Starting a Jirachi for the Viridian Forest. Getting out another metal, so getting out quite a couple cards. Probably just gonna. They were just going to attach boss this as our turn. We have the Switch. Okay, so they're discarding our energy. They're doing 180 damage, so that is a decent chunk of damage.
But in the end, I think we're just going to go attach here, and we have the buff padding, we have the stone. They cannot assault tackle us again, I don't think, for a knockout. So I'm going to boss this. And then if Phione wins just the game, boss wins just the game next turn, depending on what they do. Another stone energy, and another energy there. So we can survive another assault tackle. They're going to discard a stone. But the stone comes into effect before they discard it. So they have Crammer in it. It's interesting. Touching their water energy to Crammer. And does Ultra Charisma affect the bench? Okay, active. So it's not, so Crammer won't be able to bench tonight for damage. And that is the game. We can boss anything and attach in GMX Boulder, and that will be the game. So that is the double Sirfetch'd Coalossal deck. Yeah, I think this, especially the version with Sirfetch'd is in a pretty good spot right now, especially with Pokemon being so big. That double Sirfetch'd play against the paralysis of Pokemon is pretty good. So yeah, that is it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. And